right, guys, we are back with more reality rap, and Big Brother is heating up. Thank God people are finally playing the game. There's a lot happening on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, as per usual.
I'm sure there's proof.
And Shawnee's going to give us all the tea on The Bachelorette.
It has been an emotional roller coaster for me.
So let's kick it off with New Jersey because everybody's talking about New Jersey.
The two of you, are you kidding me?
Did you watch the finale?
Of course, like a couple times.
I mean, duh.
Thing is, they're saying that the finale is the highest rated episode of the season. I absolutely can see why. I mean, it should be one of the highest rated episodes of all time, I think, after, word gets out and all of the recorded stuff gets watched.
Yeah.
Because, ooh,
there's so much that happened in that finale. By the way, even before, I will say, Andy Cohen and everybody was claiming that after seeing the finale, it kind of made them think that we don't need a reunion because it was a finale and a reunion in one. I disagree. I feel like I need a reunion now. That's how I feel after watching it.
A reunion, and the thing is like, aren't the actual Real Housewives of New Jersey saying that they had wanted a reunion? They wanted to face off again.
Mm-hmm. And after watching it, it just was like, I want to know.
I think that we have a lot of questions and we want answers. And I agree with you. I don't think that we're going to get the answers that we want in these separate sit downs that we're going to get.
No, because it's just them giving their reaction to certain.
Right. Like the pillow talk of Real Housewives. Who cares?
Right. I don't care what you're thinking.
No. I want to see them look each other in the eye and call each other out for the craziness that we saw. One thing I do want to say, again, Margaret was vindicated. Love her.
Listen, isn't Margaret just
I can't be a bigger Margaret fan right now. And I never thought I would ever say that out loud because I used to absolutely not stand her. And also, oh gosh, her name is escaping me now.
Dolores? Jackie?
Jackie, yes, Jackie. Damn, man.
Jackie should have just skipped this entire season. I've never been more embarrassed for a cast member like I am for Jackie.
It's embarrassing, true. Well, not just that, but they're like, why didn't you just come clean? Why didn't you just admit it? And she's just sitting there like...
No, she wasn't even just sitting there like...
I knew Teresa would
lie. She said that is a lie. How dare you? Then 2 minutes later, she's like to Teresa.
Right. But when it was like undisputable, she couldn't do anything about it. And they're just like, why? And she's like, well, I was hoping Teresa would never find out. Well, we know that. Duh.
Until if Melissa, because here's the thing, it's clear that Dolores knew, Melissa knew. So Melissa said to her, if it's true, it's best to say no because most likely she have proof. And even Dolores said, are you sure you didn't talk to her before you guys were friends? Because clearly Margaret told Dolores.
Right.
They were trying to say, listen, ma'am, we know this. Right. We know what you did. Just admit it.
Right.
That was Jackie just...
She really should have told her, like, immediately.
But then how do you even... No, she should have, when Margaret was getting all the blame for this, she should have said, to be honest with you, I did the same thing when we weren't friends. That's how I would have said it. I would have said, listen.
And I agree, 100%. And in normal friendships, I feel like that would happen. However, as we've seen with Teresa in the past... Even if it was something that happened before they were friends, to confess Teresa and to be honest about it, she doesn't give that weight. Like, she doesn't respect things like that.
Yeah, she doesn't.
She would just be like, if she would explode and they wouldn't be friends. And I know that he was scared to death. I mean, to be on Teresa's good side is to be at peace. You know what I mean? Like, to not be on Teresa's good side, you never know what you're going to get hit with because Teresa will do the most. So...
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, Jackie to me, Jackie's so confused. By the way, Jackie to me, I could have done one season of Jackie and moved on with my life. I know some people really liked her, but to me, Jackie brought absolutely nothing to the show. Like nothing. I get people liked her because she was going against Teresa and they're like, finally somebody. But Jackie is just, I don't know. And especially this season, now it's confusing because everything that we thought she was, now we know she's not.
Right.
And she will just do anything for screen time. And
Clearly.
the whole thing is, and so I don't know. It's like we don't know who she is now. You know?
Right.
And it's so, what's so interesting is everybody was like, even Jennifer Aiden was like, when Teresa was calm, Jennifer Aiden said, no, she's a little slow processing these things. When she processes it, here's the thing. Teresa does not want to give Margaret the satisfaction of saying, look, your new BFF did this too. So of course Teresa is still friends with Jackie, because Teresa cannot afford anybody. She wants to build an
She can't lose any more allies.
Right. She need people on her team. I'm sure her lawyer is just like, listen, because you know people are saying that the lawyer actually had a chat with Jackie and was like, you know, we'll get more screen time. And from what I've seen of this lawyer, it wouldn't surprise me. Like,
right.
So, and be like, listen, Teresa is the one.
Probably getting paid by the hour. I mean,
right. So this was bizarre to me, Teresa's reaction. She's like, yeah, we have to talk about Jackie skulking, according to Annie Cohen, skulking out of the restaurant. Jackie's walk of shame out of Rail Steakhouse will forever be etched. She was so bewildered. She didn't know what to do. She was just like, all right, bye. And then she skulks out. And then she goes outside, and Danielle and Margaret and Melissa are talking about it. And then she walks to the edge of the building, sees them, moonwalks back. Shawnee, this piece of cinematography is the best thing. So embarrassing. Listen, so the gifs and memes I've seen from this little video just has me on the. Jackie is going out in like, if this ends right, Margaret is going out in a blaze of glory, and Teresa is Teresa, and Melissa is Melissa. But Jackie is going out with such an embarrassing last season that it's just so pathetic to see what she has become.
Yeah,
you know, it's just.
This is one of the reasons I would not want to go on reality TV, because, well, for starters, you don't have any power over the editing process, so they can absolutely make you look crazy.
Right.
But also, I mean, in a situation like this, like, I mean, she set herself up, truly, because she should have not done that and then befriended Teresa, like, hello. But the way that it ended with her being called out, and the ending was her being called, she was the bad guy. Right. And Margaret was not she wasn't the villain.
Margaret was vindicated. You know what's weird too is that even though Jackie's telling everybody, no, we had a call the other day after that and we're good, nobody saw that, miss. So as far as everybody's concerned, this is your embarrassing walk of shame, and that's what is ingrained in our mind.
Right. That stuff doesn't matter.
That's the last we saw of you.
Yeah. Not only that, but she may have had a call with Teresa. That doesn't mean in Teresa's mind that they're good, because if you recall, in this same season, Teresa's flip-flopped back and forth between friends and enemies many times based on who she needs as an ally and how she thinks she can win. This isn't, her friendships aren't friendships. Her friendships are pure strategy.
Exactly.
So Jackie better watch her back.
Jackie and Teresa are still friends because I've seen whatever, but I think Teresa is waiting to see what is gonna happen for season 15 before she drops her like hot bread. Teresa wants to make sure that if they bring her back, she has people who can come back with her and be like, these are my group. It's not just her, So the minute if anything happens, then she's gonna just flick Jackie off her shoulder.
Right.
Johnny, speaking of deleted scenes, what is going on with the New Jersey editors? And why is it that I'm seeing scenes in the trailer that they cropped out of the show?
You must be talking about the argument between Teresa and Louis.
Are they trying to protect Luis Ruelas?
What do I think? I think that the trailers are often made to be as explosive and crazy looking as possible, and that I think that a lot of times the trailers are done ahead of time before the rest of the season is even cut.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, for all we know, that scene slipped their mind, didn't fit the time. Who knows? I mean, we could have fit several more episodes in based on some of the things that we were expecting to see, I feel like. So
I wish we had gotten more episodes because this is way too short. But here's why I'm annoyed, and people are annoyed. It feels as if they're trying to protect Louis and Teresa. There's news and also the timing of why of that in fact was cut out now after there's been reports of financial issues and stuff going around with Louis. It's weird to me. Like, I feel like the editors are protecting Louis and Teresa because that whole scene, there was a scene of them arguing outside. Why wouldn't that make for good TV? Like,
we wanted to see them not be all lovey-dovey and
I want to see because
tribute videos to each other and acting like there's no problems, like dumb.
That's what I want to see.
If I had to guess why, I would say probably, like, you saw the rumor. I mean, I know you saw the rumor that Teresa is one of, like, it's like Teresa and Dolores coming back for season 15. They haven't made any decisions yet.
Yeah, I don't
believe it. Perhaps they know that Teresa is their moneymaker and they must bring her back. And in order to do that, maybe the Teresa Louis stuff is going to be next season. I don't know.
Yeah. And then the other scene that they cut also had to do with Louis because it was about Margaret saying that Louis has been spending her money.
Every time I talk to her, her stomach is in knots.
She's not doing great.
Louis takes her money away.
Like, has been spending all her money. That whole scene was cut. So everything that was cut was like one specific storyline geared towards saying that there's issues with Teresa and Louis.
Right. So, I mean, we could have turned that into a couple more episodes, I feel like that would have been juicy.
Yeah, like, stop having us think that these people are just lovebirds morning, noon, and night. That's not normal. That's not a normal relationship. Everybody has arguments. It's okay. Like, you know, the world.
If they're fighting over money, we definitely need to know it.
And there's so much in the news about it. One other scene that, let me tell you, this scene annoyed me to no end with your fave, Dolores. Tell me why. Tell me why Dolores lost her mind during the conversation with Margaret, and Margaret said, "Yeah, I told you about the meeting." Why were veins popping out of Dolores's head over this trivial thing? Explain this to me. Why was she losing her mind like that?
I wish I could explain it to you. I really feel like Dolores is trying so hard to play the middle and to play Teresa's friend, because first and foremost, she will always be Teresa's friend. Even if she's neutral, even if she's Switzerland, never forget that woman is first and foremost Teresa's friend, no matter what. Because she doesn't want the wrath of Teresa either. And she knows better than anybody the wrath of Teresa. You know what I mean? So I really think that probably played into it because, you know, it's been Teresa versus Margaret, and Margaret is cunning and Margaret knows her stuff and she covers herself and she watches her back, and she was right.
Yeah.
So like, if she had already told Dolores, what else can she say? You know, like, Dolores thought she had this big argument so that she could go pick her side, and she didn't have an argument.
It was so ridiculous. I was just like, of all the things for you to lose your mind over, this is what you choose. And by the way, I hear that Dolores and Margaret are like super close friends, like genuinely, like
I wouldn't be surprised, because when you come down to like especially in Margaret versus Teresa, Margaret is a very, very intelligent woman.
Yes, she is.
Cunning, conniving. She has her, you know, she's the bone collector of New Jersey.
She is. All her ducks are in a row. She collects.
Right. She's not letting any of that stuff go by. Teresa has gotten by on brute strength. She's one of those people that just won't shut up until you're like, let's just squash it because you're obnoxious.
Yeah. Or this is so ridiculous, I can't keep having this argument.
Like, how do you like remember the whole like Gia on drugs analogy?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Lost her own mind over and she wouldn't even like shut up for a second and like realize that it was an analogy. That was Teresa made the point that was being made when she freaked out. Like, imagine if someone said, and she's like, you know,
she
like she made the point, like that was the whole point. But she just lost her mind, and she loses her mind like that, and you just can't reason with her. There's no like, you can't have an intelligent conversation with her and make your case, because her mind's made up. Like
she just says whatever, doesn't listen, and you're just so frustrated. Ultimately, you're just like, okay, I can't.
You know what? You win, let's go. You know
what's weird? Like, if it wasn't for Louis, I would say Teresa for sure has to come back. They don't want her off their TV screens. I get the feeling that nobody likes Louis. Even Andy Cohen said yesterday that Louis' comment about Margaret's son was the darkest moment in the season finale. Andy is not a fan of Louis. I feel like people tolerate Louis because they need to keep Teresa happy. And I don't know how it's gonna fare to bring Louis back after, because to me, I feel like the demise of Jersey was when Louis came out with this investigator. That's when things got dark for me. That's when it took a turn. And
consider this. If they revamp the cast and the only one coming back is Teresa, or even Teresa and Dolores, husbands are over. There's no...
And I'm sick of them too. To be honest with you, I'm sick of the husbands.
It was cute for the first couple of seasons, but then when they started bringing in new husbands...
it was too much. Like, it was cute in small...
They get real husbands of New Jersey if that's what you want. Like,
no, but you know what it is, Sean? It was cute in small doses, like a little filler. Right. We don't need it in every episode, every season. Right. It's not that deep. We don't need... But however, it was us saying, give us some more husbands. Like, people,
they don't always have to listen.
Like, you don't always have to listen to us. Sometimes we're just talking for talking.
And we meant give us more husbands of the ones that we were talking about back in the day, not this mess. Like, this was just...
So no,
we definitely don't want more Louis. Like,
we don't, and they all, and also the husbands love the spotlight. Louis loves the spotlight, no matter how much Teresa tries to convince us that he doesn't. Louis, Joe Gorga loves this. John Fuda loves the spotlight. So
if Teresa wasn't on the show, Louis wouldn't have gotten with her. Period. You can't convince me otherwise. And if Teresa isn't on the show, they may not last, because what's he going to do when there's no spotlight on him?
Exactly, Shawnee. I believe that 1,000%. Like, Louis feels like the other day he was talking and he was like, you know, I was watching their podcast, that damage control podcast, that was a disaster. The entire podcast was just Louis saying, you're so wonderful and beautiful, you're the best thing. At one point he was like crying, like, no, I'm choking up. I don't know how people sit on and watch this thing for an hour. Shawnee, that's all the thing. And I'm like, okay, we get it, this is damage control. And then Louis was like, you know, when I met you, I'm just shocked at how humble you are, because you're such a celebrity and you're just so humble. And then Teresa was like, no, but you're a celebrity in your world too, like in your finance world. I'm like, somebody stop this madness. They were so insane. I mean, I will say these two people they belong together. I will say that. But there's something about Louis that just feels performative to me. Every time he speaks, it is thought out. He's saying it because he sees, you know, some persons claim like, we don't even see the cameras anymore. Louis sees the cameras. And he's saying what he thinks is going to make him look good. And every now and then he slips up, like when he made that disgusting comment about Margaret's son. You know, every now and then the facade kind of falls off. And we see who he is, and people see it. The comments are not, even the persons that love Teresa are like, we want him to get away from this woman. We want her away from him. But you know, even her fans.
I mean, he says a lot of really icky things. Like, he's made a lot of very uncomfortable comments about her daughters that are just like, I can tell you, if somebody was talking about my children like that, and the whole like going out on stepdaughter dates thing like that, it would be a no. It would be a no.
It's just creepy for me. And she's just so, the love, you know, when you're watching those cartoons and the little hard eyes pop out, she sees nothing else.
Teresa just doesn't want to be alone, is what that is.
Right. She does not want to be. But you know what, Shawnee? I'm actually excited for what's gonna happen next. Like, whatever it is, I'm excited about it. Like, I just want to see what they're gonna do with Jersey. It excites me, because now
I'm more interested in that than what's coming up on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I am more interested in that and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills coming back.
Don't care. Don't care. I'm least excited. I'm not even talk about Atlanta. That is just I want
to know what's going on with that.
I don't care. Atlanta is
Atlanta
annoying.
was like my number one show for years.
Yeah, I know you love Atlanta.
Years.
I just
So-
feel like I don't like the new people, and I just
No.
and also they're showing us so Shawnee, they're on social media every 5 minutes. People are like, all right, send this straight to Tubi. I feel like all they do. Portia has told us everything about the show. Every Tuesday, it's like, can you just please?
Let us
know
be
the show.
surprised. But they
It's
got
too
favor back.
much. It's
cool.
too much now.
Mhm. I mean, stop paying attention to Portia then. I ignore
No,
her.
it's all of them too. Like the new ones now are
Trying to hype it up.
there, but listen, it's like overkill now. Like, all right, can I watch the show? Because a lot of times I watch the show, we get so many like clips and teasers. When it comes out, I'm like, why do I feel like I watched this already? I'm like, I've seen so many clips, it's like I already watched the episode. That's what Atlanta is giving me now.
Yeah, agree. I agree with that. Like by the time it comes out, it's just a matter of where are they going to put these scenes that we already know about.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna arrange these clips I've already seen.
I mean, I feel like Beverly Hills is the same way. We already know about the cast trips. We already know about we know exactly who's where and what. And
yeah, they were just at a carnival in their costumes. They had a
costumes were awful. Whoever did that,
listen, Shawnee, I was just like, I this is my culture and I love it, but honestly, y'all look a mess. we don't have to be a part of every I was just like crazy.
Whoever's idea that was.
Please go and watch.
Take them to Aspen. Put them in fur. Like
you don't have to. Well, even if you go, you don't have to be in the It's okay to be like, this is just not for me. Watch it, love it. It just was.
Right.
Anyway,
it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was.
They were not wearing a lot. I think that was really the issue. Is they've got these women that are like what in their 50s and 60s, or any of them in their, I don't know, but they're old.
Nobody's in there except Kathy. Kathy's probably in the 70s, right? Shawnee,
I don't know.
It's like Carnival is about scantily clad dancing, gyrating. It's very provocative. So they're not a provocative in that way group of women. So it's like you just throw on a costume and be like, Atlanta did it. And it was great because it was, Candy's all about that sort of thing. Candy and Portia, they're into that sort of fun. So it made sense. But for the Beverly Hills uppity, it just was. But let us not judge until we
interested to see though how it looks on screen, or I don't know, maybe they'll give us some context because
yes. So maybe we don't know the backstory, so we're gonna leave it on. Let us talk about your show, The Bachelorette, which I watched, by the way. Yeah, I watched it.
Good. Okay, so you know that we got two rose ceremonies. That was nice. Since episode 4 we didn't get the rose ceremony.
Right.
Oh my gosh. She sent my boy home. I needed to talk to you about that because she sent my favorite home. I was not expecting that.
Who was your favorite?
Dylan,
I'm really sorry. Please take a moment and say your goodbyes.
He was the only one that didn't get a rose at the end of episode 5.
Oh.
And at the end of episode 4, it was Thomas and John.
Those two guys I'd never seen. I didn't even notice them, to be honest.
You didn't notice Thomas crying?
No, meaning before they were sent home, they didn't jump out to me.
Yeah. I mean, Thomas did because he was the one that wouldn't stop fighting with Devin.
Oh.
And then crying about it because he kept trying to start issues and then basically getting owned. Like he was the one a couple episodes in that ran to Jenn to tell on Devin because the guys had decided that they all deserved more time with her since he took off during the group date with her. They all wanted a chance to talk to her before the rose ceremony and get some time in. And she was like, well, wouldn't that be my decision though? And he was just like, you got a point, but still he cried. He just wasn't what was up at all. John, though, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I have no idea who the guy is at this point. I read all their bios and I'm still it was time for him to go. And then there's Austin, who everybody loves. We love Austin and his crazy mullet. And
that went home, that sent
he's
himself
the one
home.
that self-eliminated because he realized that all the other guys had been on one-on-one dates. They'd all had time with Jenn.
But he
They
never
all were
had
starting
a
to build
one-on-one
connection.
date?
Never had a one-on-one date. She never paid him any attention. I don't
Oh.
know why she kept him around. Like, honestly, because she didn't seem to even know who he was. And then after he left,
hit the fan once again. So here we are.
she's getting a lot of hate, actually, because after he left, she pulled that whole like feeling insecure thing because Austin, do you even know the man's name? Like, why do you feel bad that he chose to go home when he knew he wouldn't be getting a rose that week anyway?
You know what's so weird is I thought he was in the top running because I just noticed him in every episode. Like, but I guess maybe
he got a lot of cameras. How could you miss the mullet? That's why.
No, but I feel like I hear him a lot, but I think I hear him with the other guys.
Exactly.
So I just
and he was right.
they had time and I just didn't see it because, you know, some I didn't watch. So I thought, so when he said it was going home, I'm like, well, you're being dramatic. Like, what do you want to go home?
That's exactly what it was, though, is you always saw him interacting with the men and not with Jenn.
Okay.
So,
but Jenn started dropping like flies, Shawnee, because is it the second or third guy to eliminate?
That's the second one.
I made the decision that like the dreams and aspirations I have, like I'm choosing those.
Aaron Erb was the first one. He went off the pilot. And if you think about it, like every single Bachelor, Bachelorette show, they always have at least one or two that self-eliminate. I feel like it's scripted. Right after Austin left, like Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it now, was like it lit up with like Austin for Bachelor, or you know, I can see the Bachelor in Paradise producers casting him right now. I can 100% see him on Bachelor in Paradise. He's going to be the new hair guy. You know, they always have a weird style guy with the hair, like it's a thing. He's gonna be the hair guy, and I can absolutely see him on it. I mean, I think that that's what it was. Is if I had to guess, I think that this was production driven. They probably came to him and they were like, "You're not gonna win. Why don't you go out in a blaze of glory?
Get out of here!"
You know, like
I did
give her, because it gave her like 15 minutes of storyline while she addressed it with the other guys, and then they all patted her on the back and made her feel better, and it was just like she wouldn't have that.
They're there. Shawnee, you know what was so awkward and embarrassing? I could barely look. Is when the boyfriend, the ex that came back, said, when she sent him up, tell me why they sent this poor man out there to say a speech in front of the other men. I'm not doing that. I'm not coming out and being like,
like she already said, no, I'm going home by. And that is more proof that he did not fly there on his own dime. This was not his idea. This was scripted as all get. Because who's going to be like, yes, let me pay for my ticket to Australia to get turned down, humiliated again.
I want to know who is going to get me out there after I'm going home to be like, well, guys, I'm going home. You're all cool. I'm hiding with a sheet. I'm pulling a Kanye West. Like, I have umbrellas shamefully dodging out, go out there at speech. Who?
Right?
Good luck. At least we both get the closure that we didn't get.
Another thing that I saw again on social media, and I tend to agree with, was don't be surprised if you see this guy in Paradise.
Oh, so he just wants to be on TV. They promised him some TV time.
Yeah. So don't be surprised if you see him on Paradise, because why not?
Yeah.
We know him. We want to
be on TV. So
they know more about that guy than half of the guys that are in her cast. So,
Shawnee, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm watching The Bachelorette just to discuss it here, but outside of this, I have zero interest in this show right now.
I love her.
I'm not into. I'm not. It's
really
so boring
like
to me, Shawnee. I'm so bored. It is so boring to me. I swear.
I mean,
Jenn is but I will say, I've always found The Bachelorette boring. I prefer The Bachelor because you have the women and the fashion and the drama. So I've always
and they are so like the men are doing a really. I mean, they've got their little man drama or whatever, which is almost over. Almost over. So they got their little thing going on, but it's never like the Bachelor women. Like that stuff between like Maria and Sydney and all that. That was wild. That was like you had to tune in just to see the audacity that You know, like what?
Crazy.
When the men try to do it,
But
it just comes across as like lame. Like
it's lame. Like I don't want my men acting like that. Number one,
right,
like
absolutely not.
kind of
Absolutely
corny.
not.
And when the men cry, I mean, there's every occasionally, like for example, somebody.
I mean,
dies,
if somebody dies,
right outside, then
fine.
please stop
If
crying.
you're just crying because you lost an argument or because like you tried to be messy and you got like exposed.
Yeah, that is like stop it. Please stop. Please. I beg of you, stop crying.
Like you started this mess. You could have just been quiet. Like
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't have the same effect as The Bachelor. So that's I've always
True.
never really been into. I think I will say I love Jen. She's cute as pie. But and also I feel like, do you think she's carrying the show? Do you think she has this presence like I'm
No.
right? That's what
I mean,
it
I feel like Maria or Daisy would have done a much better job.
yeah.
Because
Maria is
Jen, I mean, she's already admitted it a couple times. She's not as confident as she wants to appear.
right.
And she's, you know, she's always worried about the guys not like these guys are here trying to win you. What do you mean you're not? You're worried
All
about
literally just here for you.
You're worried about if you even deserve them. Are you kidding?
Like who are they for you? You need to wonder if they deserve you, honey.
Right? Like you're going to PA school. You're like half a step away from a doctor. Like, are you kidding me? Like one of these guys takes pet portraits for a living. Like, what do you mean you worry about if they deserve you? If you deserve
it feels like she's not this. By the way, I feel like Daisy would have been the same. I don't feel like Daisy is a confident person that could carry a show. Maria, unless I didn't see her personality.
Maria absolutely would have gone
Maria,
out there fierce and like, I own this. Absolutely.
And even those two sisters they didn't go very far, but like they have this presence. Like, you know, Daisy to me didn't. Daisy was sweet and cute.
Because they know that they're the prize. Jen needs to walk out like she knows she is the prize.
Girl, what? Yes, like just be more. So I feel like that presence is not there for me. And that's why it bores me a little. That's why I'm bored. Right. So I'll like change the channel. I'll come back. I like it. I want her to find her guy. But I'm just like, okay.
I like her. I like it. I'm not having any issues with it. I do agree that her confidence level is in the trash. Like, come on, dude. I think that her family issues contribute to it a lot. And we're going to see that.
I saw some of that.
Down with her family and her dad's just like, you've always been like this. Like, man, thanks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even know she still spoke to him because I know she said her dad and her didn't have a great relationship, whatever. So I didn't even know he was going to pop up.
We will see it next week. So get ready for that because I have a lot to say about that. Like,
yeah, like,
see how it goes.
Yeah, this is why he's breaking. These are the people that are breaking down your confidence. Drop him like heartbreak, Jen. Not because he's your dad. Like, why do you have to keep people in our lives at the expense of mental health? Because of family. You don't. If this man is causing you to be insecure and unsure of yourself and you're an adult now, it's time to just love him from afar. That's okay.
Send him a Christmas card and keep it pushing.
Yeah, love him from over there because no, he's gonna get in her head again at a time when she needs clarity to like decide.
Right. So
at dawn, we ride for Jen.
I'll be your dad, Jen. You walking out there like I am the prize.
Add her to your little brood of cute kids. Like, come on, like, we have another one. Shawnee, you know what is coming back that nobody's talking about? And I will be watching. I don't care. The Simple Life is making.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And watching every episode.
What's funny is when they talked about Paris and Nicole. God, it's like I could see her face and it just went. When they talked about them coming back together to do a show again, we're all like, oh, yeah, Simple Life. Yes. And they're like, oh, no, not that. Here we are.
Like, why did they say no? That literally is the Simple Life. I saw pictures. Did you see? Have you seen the picture? I was like,
that's exciting though. It's excellent. And I think we'll all be watching it, to be
I'm
honest.
so excited. Nicole was in like a hot dog suit, and Paris was in like a little. It was the cutest thing ever. It just brought me all.
They're gonna be fun. Well, I mean, because nothing has changed. They're not any more down to earth. They're less down to earth now than they were then.
Yeah, they're old and they're still the same.
I mean, Walmart. What's Walmart? I've never been in one. I
Do
mean,
they sell walls? Yeah, they sell walls just like this. We just bought the wall and just propped it up. Do you think this new group of people are, aside from us, do you think people are going to be interested in it? Like the new
I think that
generation
I think a lot of TV now, and even reality TV now, is not made for younger people.
Yeah, it's for us.
This is being made for us. Yes.
Yeah.
By us, I mean, that's a pretty
Nostalgia.
broad group because you're younger than I am, but
By like a year or two.
No.
Literally, yes.
Absolutely not. Appreciate that, but no. But no. But it's absolutely, this is the Gen X, the millennial, like TV is being made for us now.
Yeah.
Young generations don't watch TV. They watch YouTube. And
that's true. They don't have cable, they don't watch TV. It's just
and if they do watch it, they're watching streamers, that. They're watching YouTube, and if it's not on YouTube, they've never heard of it. So I mean, they're not even on Facebook. Are you kidding? None of my kids are on Facebook, not because I've banned it, but because, and I kid you not, Facebook is for old people.
It is.
Facebook is for old people. That's what they told me. Facebook is for old people.
It is.
So apparently, so is Hulu, so is cable. TV is for old people. They want. I have walked out and been like, please turn off YouTube and just turn on Netflix. I beg of you.
Is Netflix only for old people too?
Apparently, I'm telling you, like, they're doing short videos, clips, little things like.
Yeah. They don't have the their attention span
is sit through this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing 50-part series on TikTok. Like they're not trying to watch an actual full-length movie.
Like, that's too much time. Give me 5 minutes and I'm out.
Right. I had a conversation recently, like a lot of these shows that are coming back that are being remade, that are being re-imaged. This is for us. This is not for the youth. Like,
yeah,
I'm scared to find out what TV or media in general is going to look like 10 or 20 years from now. It's going to be wild because
that is very true.
So
wild ride, Shawnee. Buckle up.